It has been nearly 2 years since Good Samaritan Peter Gold stopped a kidnapping on Magazine Street and then ended up being shot in the process. The Tulane medical student was left for dead.
Tonight he takes us back to the scene of the brutal attack for the first time, reliving those harrowing few minutes. Meg Gatto has the story in pure gold.
It's something that I have to think about every single day. It's something that has now become a part of my life.
2 years ago, Peter Gold almost died, protecting the life of a stranger.
And I really like to think that everybody would do that if given the opportunity.
Driving home from work early on the morning of Friday, November 20th, 2015, the then Tulane medical student stumbled upon something horrifying. Speaking for the first time at the scene, the 27-year-old relived his experience.
I was driving down Magazine Street and I just kind of looked this way down the street and I saw a man having a girl in a headlock, just dragging her down the street, and my instincts kind of took the best of me. And next thing I knew, I was down the street, out of the car, and yelling at him, trying to get him to do anything to get him to stop.
Surveillance cameras on nearby businesses captured the whole thing.
I was saying anything and everything just to get him to leave this girl alone. Next thing I know, he started robbing me, and that's when things kind of turned south.
The suspect, Uric Kane, ordered Gold to his knees.
And he had the gun pointed at me, point blank, and he just said, I'm gonna kill you. And that's when he shot me immediately in the stomach. The feeling of being shot, it feels like you're getting the wind knocked out of you, and it's never gonna go away. You're just constantly trying to catch your breath.
Watch in the video as Kane then points the gun at Gold's head. Miraculously, the gun jammed twice.
He thought he had killed me and ended up leaving the scene, leaving myself and the girl, thankfully.
A week in the hospital.
Took out my spleen, part of my pancreas, a little bit of small bowel.
Ended with 3 months of recovery.
This is almost like the beginning of a new life for you.
Yeah, I think it was a turning point because it really made me put myself in somebody else's shoes that I never fully did before.
Standing in the shoes of Uric Kane, who has since pleaded guilty to the shooting and the kidnapping and rape of a couple in Treme less than 24 hours later, Gold knew he had to take a stand. The crimes sent shockwaves through the community, with one of Kane's victims calling him pure evil.
I'm as much a part of this community as he was or anybody is, and we need to focus on supporting our youth so that these kind of things don't happen.
So this year, we're able to do a lot more because we have folks like Peter and the folks from Strong City that have donated all of kind of the extra stuff to go along with Thanksgiving.
2 years later, Gold is making good on his promise through his newly formed foundation, Strong City.
And we're kind of reaching out to people all over the country, trying to raise money so that we can give back to community programs like YEP. Thank you. And give to you guys.
And he wanted it to be more than just, hey, this happened and that's the end of the story. How do we sort of better understand what the other side of this incident looks like?
Last week, Gold not only presented a $10,000 check to the Youth Empowerment Project, he also spent hours with teens who benefit from the program.
Thank you, thank you.
Packing Thanksgiving boxes for their families and others.
Money and everything goes a long way, but being able to work hand in hand with the kids, for them to meet us to meet them, and learn from each other and become friends is really what's the ultimate goal.
Clearly, the kids have taken to him.
I think he's doing wonderful. Keep up the good job. He's doing a great job, and everybody should be like him.
And taken his story to heart.
Because some people don't have that type of spirit to give back after someone taken from you from your city. I think that's a blessing.
Gold says if he can help shape even one life to prevent someone else from making the choices his attacker did, he'll be successful. Now a resident at a hospital in New York, Gold is studying to become an orthopedic surgeon. He says the woman he helped to save that morning, who has never publicly been identified, did reach out to him with a letter thanking him.
I'm grateful that she's okay. I hope she's doing okay.
As he moves forward, his family and friends try to do the same.
My parents and sister were wrecked for months, and still to this day, they have lasting effects of the trauma that happened.
To see your best friend almost die is a pretty intense experience. And so knowing that it happened, I think we approach every day a little bit differently. And I'm very thankful to have him around in a way that he could not have been.
Gold's attitude these days is all about looking ahead and not harboring hate for the shooting or person that nearly killed him.
What I'm most happy and I'm most proud of is that I'm able to kind of take this negative and turn it into a positive and really focus on coming back to New Orleans now in a meaningful way.
Meg Gatto, Fox 8 News.
Uric Kane was sentenced to 54 years in prison without the possibility of parole. He didn't say anything to Gold or his other victims when given the opportunity in court.